this is Bob Grazer, and welcome to Piqua on the Move. Today we're out at the water tower, our new water tower that's being constructed out on Fox Drive, and today I have with me Bob Jennings. Good to have you with us, Bob.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thanks, Bob.
Don Freisteller.
Good afternoon.
And Josh Blackshire of Sherry Properties. Good to have you with us today, Josh.
Thank you.
All right, great. We're out here today, and we want to talk a little bit about this project. It's one of the last days of the year. We're getting ready to wrap it up, and we want to get out here and talk about it. We've got like 18 degrees. It's a fun day out here. But Don, tell us a little bit about this project. We've got a dual project going on here. Tell us a little bit about what's going on. We've got the water main project and also the water tower, central water tower, and what's going to be happening from the demo, the construction, how far we are, how much money we got, what Sherry's have done for us. So help us out, please, Don.
Well, I'll try and get all that rolled into a few minutes here. The project is, we call it the Central Zone Water Tower. There are 3 pressure zones, and we needed better fire flows in this zone. So in order to accomplish that, we needed a site to put our 1-million-gallon water storage tank on. The other part of the project is the water main that loops through this whole area and connects this end of the system, so we'll no longer have a dead end out here on the south end of town. That's accomplished by connecting a 12-inch water main from Drake Road to this site, on across this site back to Fox Drive. That takes about 5,300 feet of 12-inch water main. The only way we're able to accomplish this, we used to call this our homeless water tower because we'd look for a number of good sites to put it at. And as we got to looking at the distribution system, it made good sense to put it close to the Sherry Industrial Park. With that, we made contact, and the Sherry developers were gracious to help us with the project, and I'll let Josh go ahead and explain that for us.
So we pretty much, we've been here for many years with the industrial park, and we just decided that all of our tenants have always complained low water pressure. Some of them have had to use underground storage tanks to get there. And it was kind of a no-brainer for us is that we should just donate this property to the city of Piqua, let them get what they needed accomplished, and let all of our tenants here in the industrial park benefit from it.
Thank you. It does do a tremendous increase in this area. It takes the water flows, according to our model, from about 2,000 gallons a minute currently, which is a pretty good flow, but it'll go all the way up to 5,000 gallons a minute. With quite a good volume of supply in case anyone would have fire. So these current customers, their fire protection equipment will not have to work as hard, and some of them won't even have to have it any longer if they wish. And then new people that would come this way, developers would not have to have any extra fire protection equipment at all.
Great, thank you very much, guys. Let's talk a little bit about the project. Bob Jennings, Assistant Superintendent, good to have you with us. Tell us a little bit about some simple stuff. How big is this tank going to be, Bob?
Yeah, the tank will hold 1 million gallons of water. And then also included with the project, inside the tank, we will have a mixing system that'll help us eliminate some of the disinfectant byproducts that we have traditionally, unfortunately, had an issue with here at this end of town. And the reason for that is the detention time of the water here. As Don mentioned, there was no loop at this end. This was basically the industrial park was a dead end. With this looping through and then this mixing system, that'll allow us to help eliminate those what they call THMs or trihalomethanes, which are a result of the chlorine blending with inorganics in the water that have been sitting there for quite a while. So that'll really help us alleviate that. So we put one in our ice tree tower, and we actually saw a reduction of over 70%, and we expect to see the same results here at this end of town, which will be a great benefit for us.
Great. We're working on the water treatment plan as well. But with this addition, we're really going to be changing a lot within our water system within the city of Piqua. Strand & Associates was our engineering firm that took care of this project. Tell us a little bit about the contractors. First of all, the pipeline, and then we have this project as well, the water tower, Bob.
Yeah, of course, we went out for bid last year, and thankfully both of the engineers' estimates for the projects. Our bids came in under what the engineers' estimates were. The pipeline project was won by GM Pipeline out of Westchester, Ohio, down by Cincinnati, and that bid came in at around $645,000, and the engineers' estimate was actually over $1 million. So we got a really good price on the water main side of the project. And then the tower came in at just under $3 million, about $2.92 million, and that was Chicago Bridge and Iron, CB&I they use for their acronym, but they got the bid on the water main, and as you can see, they've been here working, and as Don mentioned also, the water main from GM Pipelines is probably about 80% complete.
Yeah, GM's been a very good company to work with, Don. They've been very good and very thorough. Should be completing that project no later than May of next year. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Currently, out of the 5,300 feet of line that needs to be ran, they have right at about 4,000 feet completed. The only thing holding us up right now is we have to go through a wooded area and underneath a creek, and that has to be directionally bored. So the contractor's tied up currently at another job, and they say once they're on site, it'll be 4 to 6 weeks till they can get that portion of the project completed.
Very good. So this project's running on schedule, doing very well. We're really happy with the outcomes we're having from the project. And most of all, we want to thank Sherry Properties for helping us put this project here, and that we were able to put it here, and they actually donated the land to us, and we appreciate the partnership that we've had with Sherry Properties and Paul Sherry, and we want to just thank him and his contribution towards helping the city move forward in this endeavor. It's going to be something the city's going to really enjoy, and we've had for quite some time, and it's saved the city a great deal of money, and we do appreciate that. In turn, it also helps his development and working through some new changes that they want to do out here for this development as well. So we want to continue to work together with Sherry Industries and see what we can do to help them out. We sure do appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, we're back, Don. Where are we now? It's been several months since we've been at the water treatment plant. We're inside, not outside the water treatment plant. Wow, it's an amazing difference in here since the last time we shot. Let's start from the beginning. How big of a project this is, what our estimated time of completion is going to be. Give us a little bit quick information on this for those that might have missed the previous programs, please, Don.
Sure. Thanks, Bob. This is the new water treatment plant. It's going to have a capacity of about 6.75 million gallons when we get it completed. Project now is right about 80% complete. And actually running some ahead of schedule, like several months, but the contractors don't like to say that. Our first equipment startup here is going to be in our chemical treatment area, the opposite end of the building from where we're currently at, and that's going to start in February. This end of the building will be commissioned in March, and very shortly thereafter we have to get all the filters disinfected and ready to go, and I'm thinking probably by May we could be starting to produce water at our new treatment facility.
Wow, and that was scheduled to be July, wasn't it? When I'm mistaken, isn't that when it was?
Yes, that's correct. The actual completion date isn't until July of 17.
Peterson Construction was in charge of doing this project as well as the pump station. We also had another project. Bob, let's talk about that for people who might have missed it as well.
What one are you referring to, Bob?
The off-site water lines.
Oh, the water lines, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, those the off-site water line was another project of this to get water here to the new facility, and then in turn get water from the new facility back to our distribution system. So that project actually been completed. J&J Schlegel out of Urbana was awarded that contract and did all that work this past summer and even last winter and fall, and got that all done. So at this time, we've actually used both lines to bring water here to the new plant, so they can do some leak testing on the basins, and the pump stations as well are complete, as you mentioned. But yeah, the water lines, there's two 24-inch water lines on the west side of the road, which bring water back to town, and then the raw water to get here to be treated is on the east side of the line, and those two are two 24-inch water lines.
Very good. Thank you, Bob. You do notice we resurfaced 66.
Bring one other little point out.
Please do, Don.
Folks may have noticed that the hydrants on the east side of the road are blue, and the ones on the other side currently are yellow. The blue ones are on the raw water line, and that's why they are a different color because they're not potable water, and the yellow ones will be on the finished water lines. And the locations of those hydrants were put in places where we needed to relieve the air because of them being the high spots when the lines were filled.
And potable water is?
Potable water is the water that we send to the public to be consumed.
Just so I understand, sometimes talking those terms that you may not be aware of, I'll just make it really simple for you. Don, we've got several projects that we've done. We've done, as we indicated, the offsite pipelines, the pump station, the water treatment plant. We've also done a raw water pipe change as well that we did this last summer. Altogether, how many millions of dollars? You're the leader in big projects with the city. Since we've done projects, you have done the biggest and the most. Talk about the numbers here.
Yes, the new treatment plant itself, including the new raw water line that we had to put in from the river to the new station, is going to come in right at $36 million. And it's staying well within the contingency amounts, and we aren't expecting to have any overage. The offsite pipeline was just under $4 million. It's going to be right on the budget as well, completed within timelines, and so total investment here in these two areas is right at around $40 million.
That's quite a bit. Don, like I said, he's definitely had the largest projects and a great deal of responsibility. These guys have got to take care of their own job while we're taking care of these projects. It's been overwhelming, hasn't it, Bob?
Yeah, it's been challenging, but we've been able to manage everything with keeping the existing facility running and producing water there, as well as keeping an eye on what's going here and making sure that everything is getting done here is what we need it to be. And we've been fortunate with that. Our engineers, CDM Smith out of Cincinnati, have 2 resident project representatives. That's 2 engineers that are here on site all the time, and they've been the eyes and ears for Don and myself to make sure that the construction is going to plan, and anything that comes up, they're quick to give us a call and let us know, and we can come right up and and put our input on, because things look good on paper, but once they start getting built, it may not always be exactly how you want it to be, and we've had to tweak some things here and there, but we've been fortunate that we've had 2 great guys here that are worked really well for us.
Yeah, they've been a real benefit, haven't they? They've been great to have on the site. Don, we've got the old plant. It was built in 1925. Talk a little bit about what we've heard about possible plans that they want to use for that, from Gary, what he's talked about that. Let's take a moment of that and talk about how we're going to change from just maintaining what you had before to taking care of this new system and how it's going to be different.
Sure. At this time, there is some plans for the old plant. It is looking at being transferred into a training center for police and fire, in conjunction with a liaison from Bowling Green University. And I'm not 100% sure just how far those negotiations have went, but it seems to be very favorable and looking promising that we will repurpose the building rather than have to tear it down. There's a lot of unique tanks and confined spaces and things that would make it very attractive to be able to do training of that nature within that facility.
Yeah, we don't really know if that's quite going to happen, but we've got some talk about it, and that would be really a neat area-wide facility that everyone can come and use, and it will be the training center for Western Ohio for that type of use, which is really spectacular. State-of-the-art equipment here in this facility, not so much like it was in the one before. How is that going to change and how you operate this building, Don?
Yes. The old facility had very minimal computerized assistance. We have the ability to see how much water is in our elevated storage tanks, and just really only have one pump that we can control through that system. So it's very, very minimal amount of assistance. This facility has got a lot more square feet in it. We are not going to have to add any additional staff, but it's going to be much more computer assisted. I don't call it computer operated because the operators are the ones that have to run all the tests and tell the computer what they want it to change. The nice part is when they turn the flow up or they turn the flow down, the chemical feeders will follow that increase or decrease in the flows and should keep everything at a much more even and constant feed rate. Maintenance staff will have a new job. Instead of putting out fires and fixing broken equipment and how are we going to continue on, will be changed to now we'll be doing calibrations and proactive maintenance, and they're really looking forward to that part of the project for sure.
Yeah, a lot more PMs instead of stuff that's where you're actually repairing things. So that's a different way of thinking. I understand that, but it just you're preventing a lot of the maintenance that you have to do, and that's a whole different way of thinking. Well, it's really a fantastic project, and we're really excited about getting this unveiled for the up and coming year in 2017. We're going to try to be back a little bit later when we have our grand opening. We can talk a little bit about when this is operating and how things are going. It will be amazing. This is really an amazing facility. It's huge, monstrous. I mean, we're standing about, what, 20 feet in the air right now. The basement below us is huge. It just is a vast building. So we'll be able to bring that to you later on. Bob, I really appreciate it. Don, thank you very much for the opportunity to come out and film this. If you have any questions, give these guys a call. They can tell you all about it, and we'll be bringing you more information. We really appreciate you watching today. This is Bob Grazer for Piqua on the Move. Thanks for watching.